Okay, man, I've heard it all now. The day after the magnificent one, the anniversary of his birth, allegedly somewhere in Hawaii. No one knows where. Of course, it's got to be true, seeing that there's two newspaper freaking clippings somewhere from two different newspapers announced his birth. No one heard the trumpet, though. Does that mean the rapture happened without anyone being saved? Anyway, just found out there's a guy running around the White House, one of the advisors to the king, or one of the advisors to one of his czars, or one of the czars of one of the advisors, or maybe it's the advisor czar. Anyway, his name is Ezekiel Emanuel. Yes, Ezekiel Emanuel. How do you go through childhood with a name like Ezekiel Emanuel? I mean, maybe if he was one of the cool kids, because with a name like Ezekiel Emanuel, you're sure to get pushed into a lot of fights. Unless, either like you use a real cool nickname, give into a lot of peer pressure, do a lot of drugs, and change your nickname, go by Easy E. Or you could probably not get beat up so much if your brother was Rom. Maybe I'm making a false assumption there, but there's two guys in the White House named Emmanuel. Am I stepping over the edge, crossing the line, going out on a limb when I theorize that maybe they're brothers? I don't know. It doesn't matter, man. Ezekiel Emanuel. I wonder what his middle name is. What if his middle name was like, Horatio or Ignacio? Ezekiel Ignacio Emanuel. Damn. Sounds like somebody on death row. Sounds like somebody, if one of the prophets out of the Bible, or maybe two or three of them, all came forward in time to the United States of America circa 2009 and murdered somebody and ended up on death row. Ezekiel Ignacio Emanuel was executed today by lethal injection of swine flu. Can we just call you Easy E? Ezekiel Emanuel. I guess he's got a hand in writing this mega 1,000-page healthcare/health insurance reform bill, where he prioritizes the different stages in a person's life. Where, like, one person, a young person, the government is now going to base it on how much money they have invested in you, how important your life is to the government, the state, America, and the American people, and you're capitalizing on the handed down through the ages maxims that, you know, it is a noble thing to be taking part in something that is greater than yourself. And what Barack Obama has in store for us is definitely greater than any of us. We all should be fully aware and willing to assume our place and know our role and play it within the scope of the architecture, which is his pyramid that he needs all of us to construct, or that we need to construct for him, or that just plain old needs to be constructed because it has been instructed by the one who must be obeyed, Barack Hussein Obama, the 44th POTUS Pharaoh. Anyway, his advisors are Ezekiel Ignacio Horatio Emanuel III has prioritized your importance to this mission by age, where, you know, I thought we weren't supposed to discriminate by age, but apparently it's all in the best interests of the common good and the majority who are in the right age group. See, when you're young, when you're a baby, when you're in your mother's stomach, well then you're not even viable yet. And, when you come out from being an infant that hasn't been potty trained yet to being a toddler that possibly has or hasn't been potty trained yet and is possibly or possibly not walking or possibly breastfeeding or possibly weaned, you are not that important. The state has not invested much money in you, and so far they would rather not until they start indoctrinating you. Until they take you away from your parents and feed your mind full of their ideas. Educate you. Put you in compulsory education in public schools. Then the investment process starts. Then, as you grow older, you are giving them a return on their investment, and you are generating revenue, and you are generating Social Security, and you are playing a role in the mega infrastructure, the new change that has come about, that has been brought about by the great, wise, magnificent one and his most special crew of czars, the team, the cadre, the elite, special masters, as the Press Secretary Mr. Robert Gibbs has preferred that they should be referred to, as opposed to being referred to as czars. Remember that name, special masters of our appointed and anointed by our dear leader. Him, peace be upon him. See, as you grow older, you begin to cash in. They see that you must be taken care of and looked out for based upon the contributions that you have made to the society, which will afford you maybe 3 hots and a cot and a couple of pills to put you out of your misery. Give you the best medical care that is available within the soon-to-be single-payer plan system, which I know that they are denying is what they seek to establish, but that is only the natural course of events that will take place within our capitalistic system. When, first of all, in their bill that was co-written by Ezekiel Horatio Ignacio Emanuel III, special master and advisor to he who must be obeyed, they have said that by January of 2010, assuming that this legislation passes before the end of 2009, by January 2010, if you do not have your own health insurance plan at your work or by whatever means that you gain access to health insurance coverage, you will not be able to do so. Secondly, whatever you do have now in your company where you work, assuming that the magnificent wise ones at the White House do not tighten the screws enough on the economy to choke whatever particular small company that you work for, you will be taxed on the plans that you have now, and that will put the health insurance business out of business, where there will be only one entity left, the United States government. That is written on one of the very first few pages in the whole healthcare plan. So even if you had the attention span of a monkey chewing on an extension cord, you should be able to get that far. Well, humans are a little more advanced than monkeys, so maybe, you skip the whole chewing of the extension cord altogether. So check that out. If you think that's not true, now you got the Linda Douglas, former ABC or CBS, one of those, alphabet soup, Democrat Party, liberal infomercial agencies. She's a czar now, too. Special master in charge of propaganda. The Ministry of Truth, yes. At the palace of the king, in his court. She has released a video on YouTube, a 3-minute little segment that says that everything you're hearing about the negative things about the healthcare reform is not true. And all these people that are showing up at these town rallies, that's all manufactured protest. Well, I doubt that it is, but even if it was, finally, if they do something like this, if they manufacture protests like this, if it's funded by the insurance companies, great. If it's true, then it's true. The truth is true, no matter who's paying to have it put out there. You see, so, don't you want somebody to pay to have the truth put out? If nobody's going to put it out for free, then shouldn't somebody pay for the truth to be put out there? All right.